welcome back. This is part B of Lab 1, and in part B we will split this up into two parts. This video covers steps 1 through 5. So let's begin. The first thing we need to do is get the source file. Well, the source file, .cpp file, I can read it. So let's get it from the repository. The command is what? cp copy. What's the name of the file? Oh brother. Add 4. Right. Second step says copy the file content into the web-based compiler. So I need to open my browser and use the URL cpp.csh. So I'm going to say cpp.sh rather. And I have a little compiler window here that I can use. Now what's the goal? I want to copy the text from add.cpp and paste it into the web page that I just opened. So how do I do that? Well, I need to see the content of file add.cpp. How do I see the content of a file? I showed you before, didn't I? I told you that you could say more. So I can say more add4.cpp. What does more do? Ooh, it shows you only a portion of it. To see more, hit the space bar. To see more, hit the space bar. So that's not the best way. So in this instance, instead of saying more, just say cat. Cat add4.cpp. And it shows you the whole file at one time, which we need to copy. So let's copy all of this. Where's the beginning? The beginning is right here. So let's copy that. And let's go into the browser and let's replace everything there with what we just copied. So let's just say paste. Alright? Notice that the program that the source program that you put in here actually has 59 lines. You can, of course, make your browser window bigger so you can see more of the lines. So what do we need to do here? We can compile the program. We can say we want to do compilation and run it. And when we compile it, it compiles and executes. So notice that it is running now. It says enter 4 values, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get a sum. Again, we have a copyright. All right? So it looks like what we copied will compile. Let's see what else we are supposed to do with it. Compile it and run it. Now we want to modify the program to personalize the documentation. What do we mean by documentation? This part of the program is documentation. Here's the program. What part needs to change? Well, the author needs to change. You need to put in the author field, whoops, let's go back here. We should be working here. This is a little small. Let's try this. E. Okay. Let's switch here so you can see everything. In the in the browser, you need to go in and change what? For author, this is not you. You got to put your Unix login followed by your first name and your last name. Where else do we have identifying information? In the copyright. So you need to put, again, the same time, you need to put your login followed by your name in the copyright. Notice that all you're going to do is change this portion here. Please do not take any punctuation out. Wherever there's a quote, keep the quotes. Please don't erase the quotes. It'll cause you trouble. All right. So we're going to personalize Bat, and we're going to go ahead and compile it again and make sure it works. So I'm going to use this small window. I'm sorry for jumping around. I'm going to go through and where it says your login, first, last, I'm going to say COP 3014C Joe Dr. Jones. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, and I hope you notice that there's really no way to save your file here. So the only way you can save a file is copy what you have and put it back where you got it from. So let's quickly run this. It's going to compile. And notice that the copyright is personalized to talk about me. When you do yours, it should say your login, your first name, your last name. All right. Now with that, where are we? We are pretty much we are clear that we have compiled this, and we're getting the right output and we're getting the right copyright. So why don't we just quickly copy this back into Unix. What does that mean? Go in here, select everything. How can we select everything? If you know anything about Windows, you can say Control A. It tells you everything. You can say copy, and then we need to go back into Unix. Alright, and what were our instructions? It says in Unix we want to create a file called capital A add4. The one we have is lowercase a add4, so we need to say pico add4.cpp. Alright, and when you do that, you have a window, you have an editing space that you can put stuff. So let's just paste what we put. Paste. Oh heavens. Ooh wah wah. Ugh. Okay, and we have a problem. Alright, let's try to save this. How do we save it? Dang it. We save it by Control X. So we're going to say Control X. And we're going to say save the buffer. We're going to write it to a file called add4.cpp. And now we're going to try to compile that. And we're going to have all kind of problems. Okay? And we're going to stop here because I need to take a step to avoid this. We don't need this headache so soon. In